Hi, I'm Rob King. This is Homebrew number 35. It's a cranberry turbo cider, just in time for Easter. Check it out. This is the Homebrew Master Plan with 15 homebrews aligned to 15 special events throughout the year. Now I'm already behind schedule, so it probably wasn't the smartest move to add in an extra one. But nonetheless, I just couldn't resist, and today we have a cranberry apple turbo cider, fermented and carbonated just in time for Easter. Fabulous. This is a turbo cider recipe, which basically means we're using store-bought juice instead of fresh fruit. We are simply going 50-50 with apple juice and cranberry juice to create that cranberry and apple flavour. In addition to that, we are going to need 200 grams of sugar, 1 level teaspoon of wine tannin. You can replace this by just making a very strong cup of tea with a couple of tea bags, 5 grams of Fermentation, that's the yeast nutrient, and 5 grams of Nottingham yeast. I'm choosing this one because it really does bring out some of those fruity flavours. It's a bit of a favourite and I'm going to use it again here. Finally, when we get to secondary, we're also going to require 80 grams of non-fermentable sugar. We're going to use that for back sweetening and also add 1 milliliter of glycerol. This helps to bring out some of the sweetness and also the mouthfeel in the cider, and I find it's a really good final addition to just bring all the flavours together. The first step then is to add 2 litres of cranberry juice to the fermenter and 2 litres of apple juice. Give it all a good shake to make sure it's all mixed up. Now I'm also taking a gravity reading here. The gravity came out at 1.030. So if we were to add no further sugars, the ABV would come out at around 3.8%. So it's a choice. If that's the sort of ABV that you're looking for, then don't add the additional sugar. With the additional sugar, it is going to come out at around 5.8. To give that ABV a bit of a boost, we are adding 200 grams of priming sugar. This is the first time I've used wine tannin in a turbo cider, so we'll see how it goes. Normally I've just used a very strong cup of tea, but this is going for the simplest route possible, a level teaspoon of wine tannin. It goes without saying, give it all a good shake. This also helps to aerate it, which will help the yeast. Our original gravity is 1.044. This is just a little below what I was hoping for. I was aiming for somewhere above 1.046 just to give it a bit of more alcoholic bite, but to be fair, I don't want to blow my head off with the ABV, so 1.044 is close enough. It is traditional to use a champagne yeast for a turbo cider, but I am a very big fan of the Nottingham ale yeast. It comes out superb, gives it lots of fruity flavours. Enough said. 5 grams of Nottingham ale yeast, 5 grams of Fermentation yeast nutrient. That's all sitting on the top.
And some more exercise, mixing it all together, giving it plenty of oxygen. I actually started the base for the strawberry and lime turbo cider a little while ago, so here they are side by side. Now one of the instructions with the wine tannin is that for the first 3 days we need to give it a regular mix. So for the next 3 days we're going to give it a bit of a swish. Fermentation was active really quickly. And after a swish, certainly increases the activity in the airlock.
No Krausen.
We are still day 1 and activity is continuing. This time though, after the swish, we can certainly see a lot going on.
That shake excited it a bit.
Day 2, the colour on this looks lovely. And we can see there at the bottom some lees developing. This is going to be the last time we're going to give it a swish. We can let it settle down a bit now. Day 4 and we've stopped swishing it all around. Some krausen has started to form on the top and hopefully some lees starting to fall out of the bottom. This is day 10 and activity in the bubbler has continued fairly consistently throughout all 10 days. Day 11 and it's time to move to secondary. Now moving to secondary takes it off that yeast cake at the bottom of the fermenter. It also gives it some time to clear and gives us the opportunity to add some secondary ingredients. First of all, that's 80 grams of non-fermentable sugar, xylitol in this instance we're going to use for that, and also add 1 milliliter of glycerine or glycerol depending on where you're coming from. Final gravity is 1.001, which is pretty dry, hence the reason for back sweetening, bring that sweetness up a little. That also means that the ABV is around 5.6%. The aroma has been wonderful. Still got quite a nice cranberry aroma to it. This is a little blast of CO2 from my mini keg. It adds a little bit of protection from the air and of course making sure everything's mixed in before we put it away. Here we can see the sediment that was left behind. It looks like we took pretty clear liquid through to secondary. Now my least favourite thing, more cleaning. It's the next day and we're just going to give it one final swish to make sure everything is mixed in, and it's time to move to cold crash. Cold crash will help with clarity and drop out any further yeast that's still active in the fermenter. Spring has arrived, the daffodils are out. I'd better get on with bottling. It's been a week in cold crash, so we're day 19 and it's time for bottling. Before moving to bottling, I'm going to just take a sip. I have to say, it has a lovely aroma. Some of that cranberry has stayed there. So, don't think I need any additional sweetening. That's ready to go. Oh wow. Can't wait for carbonation. We're planning for bottle carbonation, which is going to require adding some priming sugar to each bottle. So we want approximately 6 grams per litre. That will give us a medium level of carbonation, 24 grams in total. And I'm going to mix that separately just so we can get a nice even distribution as we transfer. I can go in first. So it can mix evenly carbonation. Meanwhile, transfer is a two-step process. First of all, transfer to the bottling bucket so it can mix in with that sugar, and then secondly and quickly we'll move it to the bottles and seal them up. We're going to put these bottles away for a couple of weeks somewhere warm where fermentation can restart and add the carbonation to the cider. Now I'll put them away in a box to protect myself should there be a bottle bomb, i.e. too much CO2 buildup causing a bottle to explode. However, these are flip tops and the CO2 should push the top up and prevent anything as significant as that happening. I'm planning on sharing these with friends. Hope you like the labels. Colour is wonderful. Not clear, but nice and deep coloured. Aroma also very good. Just worried about that lack of carbonation. I expected more to have come through. Oh gosh, very quaffable, really delicious.
It is missing that carbonation almost entirely, which is a shame. I'm not sure what went wrong there. However, it's not a huge loss. It's still a very, very tasty drink. The cranberry is quite deep in the aroma, but much lighter in the taste. But you get that lovely cranberry taste on your tongue when you're drinking. Well, this is not going to last very long, despite the lack of carbonation. It is a 100% fantastic end result. I will try this one again, maybe a bit of keg carbonation just to be sure we get some of that, and see what that turns out like. But such a simple recipe, and big win for Easter. Happy Easter everyone, please do like and subscribe. Cheers.
That's 4 in the bag and 11 to go. Planning ahead to the Dunkel. Brew day is done, so we've got fermentation started on that. Meanwhile, tune in next time for a more complex cider, as we need to go through stabilisation in order to add fresh fruit for flavouring. Check out the strawberry and lime cider next.